Clutch or kick.
Yo, what is up, good people? I hope you all are doing well today. Welcome back to the channel. This is the fifth and last video in the Barrier to Entry series from Rainbow Six Siege. In this series, I'm attempting to break down the fundamental concepts of Siege and helping newcomers and lower ranked players overcome the largest hurdles. Today's video is going to cover droning. This is quite frankly one of the topics that is least understood for newcomers and lower ranked players. Not only is it not well understood by lower ranked players, it is still also not implemented consistently at higher ranks. I'd guess that you really don't start seeing consistent and effective droning until about diamond or champ ranks. So does that mean you really don't need to be good at droning to make it to high ranks? Well, yes and no. You could probably get to emerald through good gunplay and strats, but what it does mean is that implementing even half decent droning can drastically improve your gameplay. So let's talk about it. Alright, so let's just get this out the way. Droning is a hard habit to build early on because it is a pretty unique concept in PvP first-person shooters. There aren't really many multiplayer games in which players are directly using devices to gather intel on enemy positions. If there are, you likely aren't actively droning or droning as often as you should be in Siege. So it almost feels odd to be sitting on a drone instead of using your gun in an FPS game. But this is a habit you'll want to build early on. Simply put, drones are the most valuable asset for attackers. When we talk about utility in Siege, we automatically assume that operator-specific primary gadgets, secondary gadgets like breaching charges, or even grenades. We almost forget that drones are part of the utility list and probably more important than any other piece of utility. Before we really dive into the techniques of droning, let's quickly take a look at a couple of settings that will really improve your experience. Under the General tab, there is an option called Drone After Prep. If you have this set to automatic, I would highly recommend setting this to semi-automatic or manual. This is going to prevent you from automatically exiting the drone when the prep phase finishes. I'm sure you've experienced times that a defender is literally chasing after your drone as the prep phase is coming to an end, and leaving this setting in automatic will take you out of control of the drone, making it really easy for the defenders to shoot your drone. Semi-automatic will only exit the drone at the end of the prep phase if you are viewing a teammate's drone. If you are on your own drone, you will continue to stay on it until you manually exit the drone screen. Next, under the Controls tab, there is a setting for drone deployment. This should be set to Advanced. Setting this to Advanced allows you to throw your drone without being forced into the observation tool. This allows you to throw your drone and continue playing with your gun up. You can even bait defenders into thinking that you're going to enter your observation tool after you've thrown the drone, but you can have your gun up and be ready for a push. Keep in mind, in the advanced drone deployment, you have to manually enter the observation tool after throwing the drone. Now that we've got you set up with the right settings, let's talk about the first step of droning, which is droning during the prep phase. I understand that if you're a newer player, your natural instinct is to send your drone deep into the map to find which bomb site the defenders are playing and what operators they've selected. I'm not denying that this is important information, but what you typically see is 3 or 4 attackers sending their drones straight into the site at the same time and having their drones shot within the prep phase. Please, please, please stop sending your drones near the site before the round even starts. In all honesty, if more than a single drone is getting killed in the prep phase, that should be considered a failure on the attacker's part. If your teammates are already sending their drones to die, there are 2 things you can do. The first is to keep your drone at spawn so you can pick it back up and have it available for yourself once the round starts. The other option, which I take more often, is to keep your drone alive and set it up somewhere with visibility over a large area or a common area for defenders to roam through. This is called a pre-placed drone, and the idea is for the drone to be well hidden, stay alive the entire round, and be used throughout the round for making callouts and watching the flanks. You can also set this pre-placed drone up where you plan to enter the building so you can use it to ensure there's no defenders trying to spawn peek, or that they're not sneaking around in the area you want to enter the building from. On screen, I'm showing you a few of my pre-placed drone spots that I use on a few of the maps. You'll notice that I typically like to put the pre-placed drone where I can get as much information about the map as possible within a single drone. Now, if you're playing with a friend or a stack, you can coordinate the pre-placed drone spot so that you can get even more information. You'd want to stagger the drones so that way you could check one drone, make entry, then quickly check the next drone to take further map control if the area is clear. Depending on what role you're playing on the attack, you could either ask your teammate to stay on the pre-placed drone until you make entry and take physical control of that space, or you may be the one who stays on your drone for your teammates and gives any callouts from that pre-placed drone.
Yeah, they're upstairs.
The last comment I'll make about the pre-placed drones is for the attackers to not red ping any enemies off of the pre-placed drone. Once the defender sees that they're spotted, they'll be working double time to find and destroy any drones. The only time you should be red pinging a defender is when they are knee deep in engagements and you know that spotting notifications will impact their performance. After the prep phase is over, you'll need to be able to successfully leave your spawn and try to make entry into the map. You want to approach your entry point cautiously, then remove any barricades on the doorway or windows. This is important so you're able to act on the intel from your pre-placed drone, meaning you don't want to see that your enemy has their back to you, then start breaking or shooting barricades open. All of that noise will make it obvious to the defender that you are planning to push, and they can be prepared with their sights up. Instead, if you've already removed any barricades, then you can immediately act on the information you got from the drone. While droning for yourself, you'll want to take whatever map control is safe, so I recommend only droning 1 to 2 rooms ahead. This is also where the second drone in your pocket will come in handy, so you can leave the pre-placed drone in its position and continue to get yourself and your team intel. Use your second drone as a live drone for yourself, so you can clear room to room and take map control. In the clip you've been watching on screen, I managed to make multiple plays for myself through good droning. I acted on the intel quickly instead of waiting for 10-15 seconds.
Okay, because Castle was in workshop with me earlier, like workshop bathroom rotate.
Is there a rotate into that one?
Especially in an XV1 situation, it's critical to use your drone to figure out where the last guy is, so your team can make a good coordinated push to eliminate them or push to plant. In this case, I could hear the enemy playing inside the bathroom, but I wasn't sure how far into the bathroom he was. I already had my drone next to me in the room, so I used it to check the room ahead of me. A lot of the fundamentals of solo droning apply to droning for others as well. One of the main differences is being able to translate what you're seeing to an actual callout and valuable intel for your team. You also need to communicate frequently and effectively. If you're droning for others, call out which areas you have cleared with your drone and which areas haven't been cleared, so that way they know where to keep their sights in case an enemy comes through that uncleared area. I'd also recommend telling the player you are droning for which angle they should hold while you continue clearing with the drone. Lastly, avoid using assumptions about enemy position and be confident when you give a call out to another player.
Around the corner, Deimos swing. You can step out now.
This tip holds true for attackers and defenders.
Good shit.
I think it's better to not give a call out than to give the wrong one. Now, if you're the one being droned in by somebody else, it is your responsibility to take action as soon as information is relayed to you. Going back to our point from earlier in the video, intel without any action to follow it up is just time wasted. If the person droning makes the call for you to push, hold off, fall back, come back to site, or whatever they call out, you need to trust their judgment and act on it.
All in all, there's 3 back involved.
Okay, so that means one person somewhere else, right?
Yep. That might not be the take.
Okay. Maybe we just need to help our teammate.
In this video, you can see how we used intel from my drone to flush out and kill this warded player. Notice that I told the entry player which areas I had cleared and which I hadn't. I also let him know where I was planning to take my drone next, so that way he could hold a different angle while I continued clearing the other side with my drone. This level of communication is truly needed to maximize the potential of the drones and your teammates. Droning is a two-way street, and both the one droning and the one being droned for need to be aligned.
Hey, you got him. Graham, you got a flank. Good shit.
Alright folks, that wraps up today's video about droning in Rainbow Six Siege. I recognize that it's counterintuitive to be playing a first-person shooter with your gun down, sitting on an electronic device that can't deal any damage. But after this video, I hope you're able to appreciate the value of drones for attackers, and I hope you become more comfortable with using your drones in an FPS game. To give you a brief recap, number 1, start preserving your drones during the prep phase. Each drone holds so much value, and keeping that drone alive through the prep phase inches you closer to maximizing its potential. Number 2, use the time during the prep phase to set your drone up in a well-hidden, pre-placed location that reveals as much of the map as possible. Number 3, use clear, concise communication when droning to ensure all members are on the same page. Number 4, last but not least, act on the information as soon as you receive it. I really cannot stress this point enough. Besides keeping your drone alive, I think this is the second most important point from today's video. Getting intel, then wasting 15 seconds to act on it is just simply too late. So much changes within a few seconds in Seed, so the more fresh the information is, the more likely you will be able to make the right plays off of it. Anyways guys, I appreciate y'all checking out the video and I hope you enjoyed the content. As always, feel free to leave likes or comments for how I could improve the channel. With that, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Okay, you want to start?
Long arm this.
Got it.
There we
got it.
go.
Let's go.